Hi everyone, in this video I will try to show you how to collect data on your second country analyze paper. Uh, it is easy and you just go to the World Bank data, and this will give you the option to collect the data for almost all the countries of the world. You can type the name of variable that we wanna to collect. Uh, we just type the name of the variable, like we wanna know the exchange rate variable here. We uh, this will give you data on official exchange rate for almost all country of the world as here, but we want to collect data and you also on just one, you have to choose just one country, uh, and you have just to choose one country. It's up to you any country you want to choose. But we prefer this country that have some country don't have complete data. Some countries have very good data. Therefore, like if we choose Canada here. Okay, this will give you the graph for exchange rate, the dollar Canadian exchange rate uh, versus the USA dollar. Uh, we want to collect the data on Excel file. We just press the download button here, choose the file type, Excel file, data. This will give you the data set for exchange rates for almost all countries in the world in one file, but we just interested in one country and we choose Canada now for just example. It's better to take the data, to copy the data and move the data to another Excel file for you to look at all the data, all variables in one separate file to in order to able to graph them and make analysis for all the variables. We have exchange rate here. This is the data for exchange rate for Canada for the period 1960 2015. We now more data on other variables. The same method, we go to the World Bank data set. You just type the name of interesting variable here, like if you want now current account balance here. This is the graph of the data of the variable. We download the data in Excel file. Here's the data, Canada. Yes, we see time span 1960 2015 from 90 1960 2015. Just the data, copy the data, we put the data in a separate file. We make like just sample for resemble the variable name current account balance. We pass the data here. If we like interested in another variable, the same, we just go to the World Bank data set and just try to type the name of the variable. Like if we say now the we want the foreign reserves or total reserves, total reserves is here of the country. This that's mean the foreign reserves or total reserves. Well, same thing. We download the data in Excel file. We take the data for the chosen country. See Canada. We make sure from the beer width is the same beer width, the same. We have data from 1960 until 2015. We put the data in our file. We have data now on three variables. We just now uh, use these three variables just for example to show you how to uh, fill the data and take the data from the World Bank, and the same apply for other variables. You can search for GDP, for net the capital account, and also uh, for any variable. Almost all variables exist on the World Bank data set. This variable are now in rows, but we one of the variables will be in like columns. Columns is easy to graph them. Therefore, you just uh, change this data in columns. You have open another sheet here. We make here year. We make the time diminution is very important. You make sure it's up to you to choose from 1960, or it's better to choose maybe from 80 2014 or 2015 15 is depends on the affability of the data. We make sure that's like we have exchange rate. We just give sample for name for the variable, and like this current account, and this like reservice, reservice, exchange rate. We copy the exchange rate here because data and rows before we wanna change them to columns, you have to choose transpose past option as transpose. The same transpose. Now, after we put all the variables, you can add a GDP, you can add it net capital account, every any variable the same apply, the same method apply for all. I just give you just example to become easy for you to uh, how to collect data and how to make graphs for the data. Just that. Now we can make graph for all these variables here, like insert graph. Maybe you choose like this here. See, this is a graph for we can graph uh, the data, the data, the chosen for the chosen variables. Uh, Here, this graph for reserves, see that the total reserves for the country is increasing and the current balance is the current balance show like in some years there are a negative and some years is positive and negative, but we have also to do another variables like the current account and our financial account balance to make analysis or to compare depending on the theory as you learned in class. Try to drive conclusion about the ability for the country to sustain stable exchange rate in the future by depending on these indicators. I just give you example how to collect data and do graphs. Also, I wanted to mention this important point. In sometimes you cannot put all the indicators in one graph because why? Because the unit of measurement. Because see that exchange rate here don't show don't show on the graph because is their the unit of measurement is not the same or they're very they differ by a lot in amount. Therefore, you cannot do all variables in one graph. See here because exchange rate don't show here, but if you if you uh, if you remove the other two variables, the exchange rate data variables graph will show here. Like if we remove, we just keep the exchange rate adjustment because the year also it should be on the horizontal line. Have to remove also here the exchange rate. If you want to add all variables in one graph, you have like to put all variables in the same unit of measurement. Like you have you have to convert the variables from the measurement of levels to the growth rates. It should be all the variables measured in the growth rates. Okay, now just this is just example. You have to do all the variables, other required variables. All the variables exist in the World Bank data set. The World Bank data set, and it's up to you to choose any country. And some country don't have complete data set, but you have to choose maybe not necessary to choose from 1960. Maybe you choose data from any time dimension just from maybe 1980, 2014, 2015. It just you have to get enough data set for at least 10 years to to be able to make analysis and drive conclusion about the paper. Thank you. And you, if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks.